This is my second time here to the Mr. Price. The first year I came was 2 years ago, and it was, I would say, probably some of the best waves I've ever seen in my life. It was like, not as long as Kira, but it was bigger than Kira could ever handle. It was like 10 foot and the same shape wave, like below sea level on sand. I was pretty blown away. I wasn't able to come back last year, but I'm back again this year, and it's still the same setup. We're not going to have the same swell as last year, but it's still, the sandbar's the same, and it's still fun. It's a right-hand wave that you can do multiple turns on, and all the best guys are here, and it's fun. To be a professional surfer this day and age, it takes a complete package. You can't really be a loose cannon anymore and spend late nights at the bar or any of that kind of stuff. It's a lot more professional. Take the World Tour for example, there's, I don't even know a guy since Chris Davidson's left that is out at the bars, you know, the night before a heat. So yeah, you have to be able to have the mental strength to compete with the best guys in that 30-minute window. And in order to have that mental strength, for some guys it takes training really hard, it takes surfing a lot, spending a lot of time in the water, figuring out boards, whatever it takes. I think each person has their own little thing they work on. There's guys like Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson, they train really hard in the gym and their mind's pretty strong when it comes to surfing a heat. It is all just a chess match, it's all a game. You're just thrown into the conditions for 30 minutes. Whatever the conditions may be, you have to be the better person and the smarter person. And sometimes it's not the better surfer, it's the smarter surfer. And you can't just go out and win on ability anymore. You've got to have the ability, but also the brains and the know-how and the smarts to outsmart the other guy. A lot of focus the last couple of years has been on the new school above the lip surfing, but at the same time, if you look at the World Tour as a whole, the majority of the events is not just above the lip surfing. You've got to be able to ride the barrel, you've got to be able to link multiple turns together, you've got to have power, you've got to be able to put it on rail, and that's why Mick and Joel and those guys are winning world titles, and Kelly is they ride a wave for what it's worth. Except for when the waves get smaller and then it's just all about what you can do above the lip. That's when the newer generation is really making an impact. But you get to the end of the year and the way that the events pan out and the waves that we surf, you got to be able to do it all. It's all about winning a world title for me. I finished my first 2 years on tour in the top 10. I had a win on the World Tour, had a second. The results are there and I think the ability's there. It's just finding out what works best for myself. I've had a few changes through the past couple of years. I had my eldest brother travel with me most of the events and he's now not traveling with me anymore. He's got a baby on the way and things changed there. I feel comfortable now. I went through a bit of a patch where I was kind of traveling on my own for 3 events and trying to figure it out on my own, and kind of figured at the end that if I'm not happy, I'm not really getting good results. And the last event I brought my girlfriend and my best friend to, and we had a really good time and the results showed, and it just reminded me of how the results were coming to me. I think, yeah, I'll just learn another lesson for myself this year, and I think I'll always learn lessons, but it's just about knowing enough about yourself and what you need to do to make it consistent for those events.